The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. Join us for one of our biggest nights of the year, California Breeders' Champions Night on July 26th, with a full night of stakes action, with the Governor's Cup Futurity led by the super talented filly French Valley, plus top qualifier El Dictator. The Governor's Cup Derby will have a lineup of accomplished runners, plus the ageless Cattail Cove could also be in action. It's the track of sunsets and stars, Los Alamitos Racecourse, California Breeders' Champions Night.
And welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos preview show, back with our great panel here for this weekend of racing. Chris Wade, Michael Rona, and George Duarte joining me. How's everybody doing? Chris, we'll start with you. A busy weekend of racing last week. Another weekend of racing in store with some exciting horses as well, Chris.
Yeah, it was a great weekend of racing. On Sunday night, we got the Chris Picks Daily Double with our prize play winning. And then coming right back there in race 7, prize play winning, and then our best bet winning to close out the racing evening. So we picked it up a little bit on Sunday after our horse not running so well, our selection on Saturday night for the preview show, but we picked it up on Sunday. So hopefully we can continue this Saturday evening of racing with a horse I think has a look at the outcome and a nice price as well.
That's for sure. And Michael, after basically a month of just back-to-back races, double headers, the Weenie Dog races, which were a hoot. We finally kind of get a normal weekend of racing, right, Michael?
Yes, it'll be nice to just slide into a more of a routine weekend. But certainly the Wiener Nationals were terrific fun, as always, last weekend at the track. And a bit of a surprise packet, given how many past star performers qualified to the championship race, but a bit of an upset, I think, that a newcomer to the Wiener Nationals triumphed.
That's exactly right. A doggy that had never been in the Weenie Nationals in the past, and I say Weenie Nationals because it was Weenie that won the race, the championship race. She had won in some other Wiener dog races in Temecula. In a couple of other places she had won, but we have never seen her here. And George, you were asking me about the practices, if she came out to the practices, and she did. Weenie and the Gregories, her owners, came out, and they were very quiet. They just kind of did their thing. They just wanted her to get used to the box, and they weren't running her very far. They just wanted her to get used to the box. And once they saw that she was coming out of the box nice and easy, they said, "Thank you so much. We'll see you on Saturday." And that's exactly what happened. They came out on Saturday and 2 terrific performances. I have here the final, and we can kind of walk through this race. Weenie breaking from post number 7. Look at the way she takes off. And Abby, who's one of the smallest participants in the entire field, she always runs her race, never gets cheated. Abby finished second, and look at that. She is surprised, and the thrill of victory there for Flo Gregory of Huntington Beach. Their Weenie just became the fastest wiener in the West.
And
Michael,
I live in Huntington Beach, and I go for a walk on the beach sometimes down to the Dog Beach area, which is where Golden West intersects with PCH. So next time I'm on that part of the beach, I'll keep my eye out for Winnie. Who knows? Might bump into the champ.
That's right. We're going to send her a beautiful championship jacket. There's the trophy right there that she takes home. She also gets a Wienerschnitzel shaped doghouse for her to love. And we couldn't keep her in the doghouse. She kept wanting to get out. But once Flo gave her all her treats, she liked it. She felt right at home inside the new doghouse that she'll have. She loved her treats there. So there she is, a good-looking 2-year-old Doxy by the name of Weenie there. So we'll be back next year with I'm sure it's going to be even bigger and more fun. We put a lot of stuff on our Instagram page about the race, a lot of photos, videos, and the feedback that we've gotten, the action that we've gotten on those posts has been just incredible. So congratulations once again to the Gregory family. And also the Seal Beach Animal Care Center. They were a tremendous help right there. We're presenting a check for $5,000, courtesy of Dr. Ed Allred and Kathy Allred, to the Seal Beach Animal Care Center. So that's going to do a lot of good for a lot of wonderful dogs and cats and animals there at the Seal Beach Animal Care Center. And of course, we have some great racing action in store here at Los Alamitos. But of course, I want to get some thoughts from George about the weekend that was here at Los Al.
I really enjoyed the big crowd. I mean, the race, I think it was the third race. I think that was the loudest I've heard the crowd ever be in a race at Los Al. It was awesome. It was awesome because I had the horse picked in my pick, so it was even better at Funky Gray.
So you almost felt like they were cheering for your pick, getting that. So that almost
hopefully. But yeah, I like that. I really like the picture you put on the website of the race with Abby and Winnie. You see her pink hair of Abby chasing her, and it's a really cool picture. I'm a big fan of it. I always look forward to that night. It was a packed house, and there was good betting, good results, and it was all a good, safe evening.
Yeah, we're basically the only show in California on that weekend, the week before Del Mar's big opening day. And what a tremendous car Del Mar is having throughout their opening weekend action. Of course, Los Alamitos is open 7 days a week. We're open today for the big opening day at Del Mar, and of course, throughout the weekend as well. Well, let's talk some Los Alamitos racing action. And right off the bat, we'll take a look at Saturday's race number 2 at 1,000 yards. These are 3-year-olds and up. Some very, very solid horses that we've seen perform at very high levels here at Los Alamitos. Michael, you have a pick for race number 2.
Yes, I do. I like this class drop for Perfect D number 3, who was the second choice on Ed's morning line at 9-5. I wouldn't be surprised if the horse is pressing for favoritism based on his excellent overall form at the 1,000 yards at Los Alamitos. He found the waters a little too deep last time out in that $35,000 summer stakes race, the points race. But prior to that, he'd been racing very well, and I wanted to highlight his effort 2 starts back, which is noteworthy for some trouble that he encountered in the stretch.
And there it is, Michael, race number 3 on June the 1st at 1,000 yards, and Perfect D will start from post number 2. We'll go ahead and let it play here.
Yeah, he begins okay, but is beaten for pace, and that's to be expected because the race featured a couple of flying machines, Project Leader and Dutton. Project Leader getting up on the inside to go to the lead, and Dutton's running second, and they string out behind a very fast pace. Perfect D gets back in the field along the inside. And then a couple of things begin to unfold around the turn. If you look for the number 3 horse in white colours halfway around the turn, he tries to split horses at about the 3/16. It gets a little tight for him. Perfect D's behind them on the inside. And then this horse in the white colours, when he does start to make his move, look at him drift in sharply in upper stretch, and Perfect D's just put into that pocket and completely ran out of room. I felt that Perfect D had something to offer turning for home. I thought he was just about to travel into it, and he got the door shut on him as the 3 horse drifted in. And so Perfect D was untested in the final 16th of a mile. That's his only out of the money finish, apart from the big summer stakes final most recently. It's his only out of the money finish at the 1,000 yards at Los Al for a long time. He had won 4 of his previous 5 at this track and distance, and the only defeat was a third behind To Spite Her, who was in terrific form at the time. So he deserves to, I think he deserves to be the favourite on this drop down into the claiming ranks at $5,000. And I think 9-5 is a reasonable price against this field. There's some speed in the race. That's okay. Ricardo Ramirez re-rides and he'll settle the horse off the pace. And I think he'd be tough to beat. The favourite is number 5, Even or Even Worse, who also should benefit from a trip coming from off a decent pace. The 3 and the 5 will sit behind the early speed. But I just think the three's got the class and the record at this track and distance to make him very formidable in this spot.
Yeah, another thing that stands out about Perfect D, if you look back 3 races ago, actually beat To Spite Her, who, like you mentioned, Michael, for a while was the top horse at 1,000 yards here at Los Alamitos, and Perfect D was able to get right there in good position early on and just outdid To Spite Her down the stretch. So you have to think that Perfect D, and like you mentioned, was full of run in that last race that we saw, should be back to that level of performance, and that was against higher claiming horses, and definitely with To Spite Her being part of that field, as good a group, or at least as good as some of the 1,000-yard horses as we have here at Los Alamitos. So once again, Michael's selection in this Saturday night will be race 2, number 3, Perfect D. Go ahead and move a few races later on the card because Chris Wade has a horse to watch in race number 4. Who's it going to be, Chris?
I want to give a slight look to my price play in the card in race 4, the 1, Rhino 6. This horse was a decent fourth, has improved the heat subsequent start off a C-plus workout pattern prior to the debut, but has improved the heat subsequent start, was a pretty good fourth with some trouble along the way. Versus one of the favorites a little bit later on. This horse, Hi Octane, was Michael's preview show selection when last ran. And would broke on the lead and said race over good night. Very impressive performance, earned a pretty good figure. But Rhino 6 had a little trouble along the way. It broke out and was on the outside post for the 3rd consecutive time and has been breaking out and then skiing throughout from that outside post. But goes to the inside, goes from the outside to the inside, drawn up against a first-time starter. So with a clean start, a straight run, this horse can just improve a little bit as this horse has the neat subsequent start. Has a look at a nice little price there, 5-1 on the program to be a factor in that 4th event, closing out that early Big 4.
Well, here it is, Chris, starting from post number 8, Rhino 6 here.
Also broke okay, kind of headward and skied in a little away from the gate. Decent speed away from the bear. That's Hi Octane there at post 4. It's running a little bit later on as your favorite from the outside post. But this horse was starting out okay the final half with run left to give. No one's going to catch that long gone winner there. But this horse was a nice price on event and earned a pretty good figure with trouble track varying on my numbers and goes from the outside to the inside. So I'm going to give the horse a look if he can just break and run a straight course because he has run a little with his head cocked sideways on occasion. If he can just break and run straight. And has a look at the outcome on my numbers. They're at nice 5-1 on the program. They're closing on that early pick 4. So it comes out of a very strong and what I feel is going to be a pretty productive affair. So I'll give this horse a look here to take another step forward and to be a factor in that 4th event.
I love the slice of the pie that you inserted in the graphic, Orlando.
Well, I mean, if 5-1 odds, if Rhino 6 can get that slice of the pie in this race, that's going to be a nice payout. You can get a lot of pies of Polly's pie if you get a 5-1. Nice selection there for Chris Wade. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the trial. We have some trials coming up this Saturday here at Los Al. And the trials are the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. We have 2 trials, each at 350 yards. Some really nice juveniles here. Now, just really quickly, I'll go through this field. Hi Octane is a 7-5 favorite in this opening trial for trainer Christian Watanabe. We also have a horse that ran second in a trial at Remington Park. RR Sweet Memories at 6-1. Candy Covered Night won on debut. This filly won by a length and a quarter back on June 21st. Blow Your Whistle won first time out as well. Pretty wide open affair, but Hi Octane is definitely the one to beat here from the outside post. Has run 3rd in a couple of other races. The rest of the group's pretty evenly matched. There's race number 8, and race number 8, a couple of kindergarten finalists in this one. Number 2, Trident IoT, also for Watanabe, 7-2 on the morning line. Elmer Romero at 3-1. He's now one of the most experienced runners out here. Has run in a couple of stakes races. Ran in the Kindergarten Futurity, ran second in the Fred Skane to Beyond Repair. Those are the two kindergarten finalists. We have several other nice horses in here. Sunday Rain, who was third to Trident IoT in that trial and then came back to win. Hawk Rod, several nice performances. George, I'll give you the floor here. Your thoughts on these two trials?
I think for me, the price, I mean, Hi Octane should win. But I like the price of RR Sweet Memories, especially over Candy Cover Night. I mean, I was impressed by Candy Cover Night, but that was from an outside post. Now it's in between horses. It's going to be a totally different trip for her. And it's just light on experience and an additional 50 yards. I like, if I would have played exact in that race, I would play 7-5 RR Sweet Memories. I mean, Conquer Marie here won the Golden State Derby. Well-bred runner. I think what happened is they couldn't run the juvenile races over there in Ruidoso due to the flooding. So I think they had to come over here. I think they supplemented one of their runners, I think in the 8th race, to these trials. So I mean, they know what they're doing. That's who I like as could win. I would go too deep in the pick fours, but I think that's going to be a good value exacta. And for the second trial, I think it goes through run, don't walk. He's the most proven at the distance. These other ones have a lot of question marks, like Trident IoT, Sunday Rain. Can they get that added distance? You know, Elmer, Romero, same thing. He's a compact runner, not necessarily the what you want to see for horses progressing through the year and going longer. So I just think I think run, don't walk's a single in that race.
Run, don't walk, 5-2 on the morning line, sired by Apolitical Blood. A horse that had a little success in those 400 and up races, right, George?
Yeah, he won he won the All-American Derby and Texas Class Derby. So yeah, the breeding's there to handle the distance, and I just think he's proven. I think he's gonna run into harder horses in the final. Hi Octane, our memories, I think will be his biggest threats. But in this trial, I think he got the weaker of the two, and I think he's going to go off at like 6-5 personally.
I always like the horses out of Fuhu with Zinda Racing. I think I mentioned it before that Michael Zinda worked here at Los Alamitos in the Los Alamitos press box for a couple of years, and he I want to say purchased this a mare. And may have even bred Fuhu or maybe purchased Fuhu, but from there on, he has bred a lot of nice runners that have competed and done well here at Los Alamitos. And Sunday Rain here, another nice filly with a lot of potential. And at 4-1, I could see her qualifying for this final and making some noise here in the final in a couple of weeks. Michael, anything that stands out for you in these trials?
Yes, but I'd only be repeating what George said. We don't compare notes before the preview show, but I'm feeling exactly the same about the first trial, race number 7. I want to take a stand against number 3, Candy Covered Night, with the negative post position switch and the relative lack of seasoning. Hi Octane, as mentioned earlier by Chris, was my preview show selection when winning last time out. Did so impressively. I made a note from that win that it was 0.01 faster, basically an equivalent time to the 3-year-old allowance on the same night. So that's a significant indicator, I think, of progression for Hi Octane winning a 2-year-old maiden. And it was first time flipping halter. I also made a note from the second of the 2 futurity trials for Hi Octane back on May 25. What would that have been? The Ed Burke trials?
Yeah.
And that was the horse's only race at 350 yards. And Hi Octane had the best gallop out in that field. So the distance is going to be no problem. You've got the outside gate. You've got Rodrigo Vallejo back in town. He's 1-for-1 with the flipping halter. And I just think he's a far better investment at 7-5 than is Candy Covered Night at 9-5. And further to George's commentary, I think the 5 is the value at 6-1 coming in from New Mexico and prior to that Oklahoma. I love that exacta too, George. 7/5.
Excellent. And I got to tell you now that both of you are on High Octane in our sweet memories, we've seen it happen. There's going to be players that are going to follow your thoughts, Michael and George. So hopefully we can get some money from this exacta. Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. High Octane is my best bet in the racing card. As noted, I had a flipping ultra last time. Galloped out very, very strong. Is a nice size individual. Draws perfectly. Is my best bet in the racing card at 7-5. And horse should be triple tough tonight with that night outside post. And hopefully it'll be a productive race with Rhino 6 obliging there for me and race number 4 a little bit of a price to get a slice of the pie there in the early pick 4. And then, of course, the shipper coming in from Ruidoso Downs had a little trouble along the way and earned a pretty good figure on my charts. Has looked at a nice price. And, of course, the horse that just broke the maiden was a candy-covered Night. Well, horse was an A- and A worker on my charts prior to that debut and winning rather handily, but it's a far different angle going from that outside, clean outside post drawn between horses. So that's the only concern. She'll be looking to either side, and if she doesn't get away cleanly, then she's going to have some trouble along the way. But High Octane, triple tough tonight on my charts. Of course, the shipper coming in from Ruidoso at our sweet memories. Earned a pretty good figure on my charts off that last effort. It has a look to get a nice slice of pie to spice up the underneath exotics there in that 7th event.
One of the most shocking things that I see in the PPs here, Lindolfo Diaz only at 5%, and I only bring it up because he's usually a much stronger win percentage trainer, and maybe Candy Covered Night, who's already given him one of those wins, can do it again, but again, it's going to be tough against this group. And George, you mentioned that one of the horses that supplemented, Hawk Rod, is the supplemented horse for these trials. And of course, this horse has ran third right off his first out in the kindergarten trials, and most recently ran third to Error Code, who's also in action on Saturday and already a 2-time winner here at Los Alamitos. So that's a look at the Saturday program. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about the Sunday action. George has a pick in the Sunday card, and just kind of give a quick little preview of California Breeders' Champions Night. We'll be right back.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. Join us for one of our biggest nights of the year, California Breeders' Champions Night on July 26th, with a full night of stakes action, with the Governor's Cup Futurity led by the super talented filly French Valley, plus top qualifier El Dictator. The Governor's Cup Derby will have a lineup of accomplished runners, plus the ageless Cattail Cove could also be in action. It's the track of sunsets and stars, Los Alamitos Racecourse, California. Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
And we're back to take a look at the Sunday action. Let's bring up race number 3 here on Sunday night. And George, with a selection in this race, George, who's it going to be?
Yeah, I think the 2 is, I think Chispa Roja can turn the tables on Bonus Tornado. Last time in that race, I actually picked Bonus Tornado as my top pick because I thought that he was going to be he's going to be the speed. And I call him the poor man's project leader because once he's in the lead, he just cannot get past. If you look at him, every time he's in the lead, he wins, just like Project Leader has. And he got that lead. But this time it's a different scenario. I don't think if you watch the replay, I think Escobedo knew that and the way he rode that race was more aggressive than normal for Chispa. He usually likes to sit right off the pace and then make his move. But he saw that there was lack of pace, so I think that's why he pressed the issue with Bonus Tornado and paid the price for it in the lane. Returns a second time off the 4-month layoff, and now there's actually other speed in the race. Hot Pursuit in the 4 wants to go to the lead, especially with the weight break. It'll help out his early speed. Exalting is another need the lead runner, or as of late anyway. And I just think they're gonna press the pace, do the dirty work for Chispa Roja, and then he's gonna be able to take advantage by being in front of the other closer, which is Driver's Ed. So I think he's gonna get that first run, good trip, and that's why I like him, especially at 7-2.
Okay, let's take a look at that race that you mentioned, because it is going to be a key race here. So this is race 2, June 29. I'll let this play because we have Bonus Tornado and Chispa Roja both in action here, right?
Yeah, he's Bonus Tornado is the 4 and Chispa Roja is the 6. So yeah, he goes out, he breaks good, he contests the pace with him, and then you see how wide he has to take the entire turn. And I mean, he just wins a photo over Mischief's King, or he just wins a photo over Mischief's King in the lane. You'll see.
Pretty spicy duel there for the lead between all these horses with the.
Yeah, because the rider of the 4 knows what he has to do. He has to get the lead. Even if they're going too fast, like that's his only chance. If you see the races, Bonus Tornado, when he doesn't get the lead, he just fades. So he's one of those that gets a big heart once in the lead. And like right here, he looks done, Bonus Tornado. It looks like he's going to get passed by at least one of these, and he just digs in and holds on. But I think the thing is, Chispa's going to be able to save ground this time, and Bonus Tornado might get that 3-wide trip. So I think that difference in ground saving will make the difference, and you get a bonus. Bonus Tornado will be a lower price, and Chispa will go from 6-5 to 3-1, 7-2. So, that's why sometimes you got to play the prices. I didn't like Chispa at the favorite last time, and now I like him as a price against a similar field.
That's going to be race number 2 on Sunday night. With Chispa Roja, 7:02 in the morning line. Serapio Figueroa up for Orlando Quiñones. He's had 4 starters at this meet in this distance, and he's finishing the top 3 75% of the time.
Yeah, he does good. He even wins races at Del Mar. Them connections, he always owns with Benjamin Hernandez. They're good connections, and they know where to spot their horses. I mean, if you look at Chispa Roja's record, he's always on the board, so they know where to put him. And this is where they think he fits, and I think he's going to run good.
Let's take a look at race number 7. Nice allowance race, and a standout to watch in this one is Cheat Sheet here for Ed Allred and James Glenn Jr. Super impressive on debut, then landed on just a tremendous trial, the toughest trial on Edinburgh Trials Night. Went against Accelerated and French Valley. And French Valley has already returned to qualify to the Governor's Cup Futurity. In the final, French Valley ran second to just Worth It. Cheat Sheet actually had the lead just briefly, but that was a heck of a finish, all 3 of them right there. And we can all remember Accelerator's tremendous finish to win that trial. But Cheat Sheet returns to action, looking forward to seeing her perform. And you know that they have big plans for this runner, Cheat Sheet, for the Golden State Million, the Los Alamitos 2 million, because they're skipping Governor's Cup night, California Breeders' Champions night, her being a Cal bred. They said, well, we'll wait for the big ones later in the year. It's a good field, Billionaire Behavior as well. Just Runny D, JJ They Boss. They've all shown some good stuff here at Los Al race 7. Any thoughts on this race? And obviously excited to see back Cheat Sheet.
Yeah, Cheat Sheets are so quick. She'll be on the engine yelling, "Catch me if you all can" down the stretch.
Race number 8. An interesting race. Some older horses here making their racing debut. Bull Market looked really good in that drill on June 25th, going 12 flat. Will a political rocket finally get a victory? Five times finished third, once has been second. Looks like just about every time he's got a chance at this maiden level, just hasn't been able to get it done here. 3-1 from a good outside post, a political rocket. And race 9 is another nice allowance race with the paint horse, Kit Cocinero, after knocking against Quarter Horse Stakes runners. Goes back to the allowance level where he did win by a half a length in his Los Al debut. Always fun to see Kit Cocinero, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, such a flashy looker and a fast runner. Genuinely fast horse. And be tough again, no doubt.
George, at this distance, is he going to be just too quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the first time I ever picked the paint at Los Al in my picking. I've gone against them, just like, come on, a paint can't beat a quarter horse. But, I mean, he brings it every time. Since he's come here, he breaks sharp. He runs all out, and, I mean, he runs his race every time. And, I mean, I had to pick him. I mean, he's going to be by far he's the most consistent runner. I'm interested in seeing how Astronomical 123 comes back, because I've always liked the horse. And he was gelded on that November 30th race and won, and they came back and won, beat against Cujo. So that's just a horse I'm just interested to see how he's going to do and if he's going to progress in his sophomore campaign.
Change Happens also had a really impressive gate work on June 25th. Also posted a 12 flat. And if I remember correctly, that gallop out by Change Happens was just awesome. So we'll see if he can transfer that work into his season debut here. Change Happens. He's been in a few stakes races in the past, running the Governor's Cup Derby last year. And what about Caught? 8-1 on the morning line. This horse seems at that price could be a nice play. Any thoughts on this horse, Chris or George?
I mean, for me, it's just his lightly raced. I mean, the good thing is he's going to come back pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm with you with Change Happens. He's also facing a bunch of 3-year-olds. So these are horses that are taking older rivals. So that could be like he's the better now, but maybe not at the end of the year. But that's what matters is now. The only thing is that Kids Come There is so fast that I think it might get him kind of in trouble early if he breaks out or something. But he can easily round out the exacta. I mean, I've always liked Makeover progeny, and he has run some good races, and he's facing younger rivals. So there's plenty of reasons to like him.
Yeah, Kid Cocinero so quick. He's a give him one more chance, or very 1-2 races back when beating the nose in the water again. Then I was right there throughout last time. Did have a decent third, but very, very quick against allowance competition. Be facing tougher, so definitely the one to catch the paint against the quarter horses for Angela. And of course, Change Happens. Very impressive workouts. An older horse against a younger set has a look if this horse can transfer that workout to the races on Sunday night.
And of course, we're just a week away from California Breeders' Champions Night. We'll dive into that card for sure next weekend. With the Governor's Cup Futurity. I mentioned French Valley, El Dictator in that one. And the field to the Governor's Cup Derby is really, really strong. Up for it, defending champ. Those are some of the headliners in the Derby. We also had nominations for the other races on California Breeders' Champions Night. I'll just mention a few just to preview them. The Spencer Childers. This race is at 400 yards. And London Toby, who's won this race each of the past 2 years, looking if he does start in this one, looking to join Via Bono as the only 3-time winners of the Spencer Childers. Cattail Cove, that'd be quite a story, right, Michael, to see Cattail Cove win the Spencer Childers. Now as an 8-year-old. Norco,
no doubt. Sort of relatively quick turnaround from the Independence Day Stakes?
For both London Toby, who was in the Vessels final, and Cattail Cove, who was in the Independence Day as well. We'll see. These are just horses that are nominated. This is not the final field, but maybe something that they're just thinking about, and look, just seeing how the horse continues to progress as the days get closer to entry day on Champions Night. And again, this will take place on next Saturday. So up for everything, and with Dr. Allred with several horses in this one, like Norco, up for everything, London Toby, Listen Now, Boardwalk. I don't think all of them are going to run, but the ones that fit best at the time will definitely be in action. Cattell Cove, Ling Newcomb. This was a race they were pointed for right after the Independence Day. So he loves to run, Cattell Cove does. He's quite something to see him win, right, Chris?
Yeah, he's something else. He's 8 years old. He's got his heart as big as a track. He just gives you everything he's got every single time. I mean, Jiminy Christmas, he's so talented, and 8 years old and still running as strong as ever. It's such a story, such a hard knocker.
Go ahead and I'll bring up the nominations for the California Breeders Rolling A Ranch Matron Stakes. These are the top older mares, the California bred top older mares. Showing you the list here. Temple Court, Knocker, a hard knocker. Market Analyst, In the Mode, Cutesy, Alexia Check. Not a major standout, so this will be a wide open race. Maybe Phoebe's Baby Girl in Temple Court. Any thoughts on this list of nominees, George?
I mean, I that's a wide open race. I have to look at it. I can't remember all of them right now. I'm interested in Alexia Check. She keeps improving. It's an interesting one I like from there. Same with the Lex Cartel. Yeah, I'm looking forward to digging into these PPs probably this weekend during the day. I'm going to have time. I'll be looking forward to them. It's one of the nights I look forward to the most. And I'm interested in Nationalists and the Spencer Childers. I mean, he's big. He wants all that distance. I think he could, if he draws at the outside, I think he can round out the trifecta. I don't think he could beat the likes of London Toby or Cattell Cove, but I think he can round out the tri.
Well, we'll see which race the connections pick for national list, because he's also in the gents list, also nominated to this race, as is Norco, I believe. Yeah, there's Norco. So a pair of these 3-year-olds.
I like Mitchell for that race.
Yeah, depending on how that race, the Spencer Childers comes up, we'll see what the connections end up. Norco national list. Ultimate Battle. Get to see him again. He's been in some big futurities here at Los Al. Mitchum, Listen Now. Competent.
I hope Mitchum goes in that race. That'd be my early pick.
This one. All right. So just wanted to get a little taste on what to expect on California Breeders' Champions Night. So we'll wrap up the show now with some final thoughts. Chris? You got
great weekend of racing. The great weekend of racing coming up this weekend, and hopefully we can continue on with our selections. Close out the week okay, and hopefully that horse down the inside, Ronald 6, exit the gate and run a straight course and be a factor. But it's a great weekend of racing. The place will be packed, and nothing like last week, because Weenie Dog Night is something special. The place is packed. The buffet is incredible in the Vessels Club, and it's a great weekend of racing. We're going to come right back with a good night of racing there on Saturday and Sunday night at quality stakes fields and trials, in fact.
Michael, any last thoughts before we say goodbye?
Well, my pick for the preview show last week was on the Sunday card, but as you know, I do a Saturday morning segment on Thoroughbred Los Angeles radio, and my Saturday pick on the radio was 12-1 on the morning line, 9-1 at post time. Wicklow Hills, do you remember that race? I knew he'd come from off the pace, but I didn't expect him to walk out of the gate 4 lengths behind them. He was beaten 3/4 of a length at 9-1. It was brutal. I mean, he was clearly the best. So I hope Perfect Diaz better luck in running than Wicklow Hills did last week.
Yeah, I remember he was a standout in the post parade. I really liked him, and then when he got out of the gate, I stopped following where he was, and then you just see him flying, swinging way wide and fly. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was tough luck.
Yep.
Well, it was a good pick. It was a good pick. Just kind of unlucky there, Michael. And you'll get your share. You'll get your share. That 12-1. That when you hit, that's gonna be something special. You reminded me that a high school friend of mine actually surprised me on Winnie Dog Night. He lives in Texas, and he just kind of tapped me on the shoulder, and he was there, right there. And I was like, what? Gabe Solis went to the same high school as we did. He actually owns Funky Gray. So that's the reason why he was there at the track. And he played Funky Gray. He's always liked playing the horses, my buddy. And he bet on a horse owned by another graduate of our high school who ends up winning the race.
Oh,
So
that's fantastic. That horse clicks with Edward Rojas Fernandez.
Yes, he certainly does. 7-1 was a nice price for the whole family.
Yeah, and the last time he rode the horse, they won at 13-1.
Yeah, very cool. So thank you so much for all of you guys. Let's see what's next here at Los Alamitos. What surprises, what nice victories, what's in store. Definitely a big weekend of racing on Saturday, July 26th with California Breeders' Champions Night. That'll be up next here on the preview show next week. But for now, I want to thank all of you that spent time watching the show, sending us feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you all. And for everybody else, have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone.
Big-time nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record pick 6 payouts. Big-time nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. Join us for one of our biggest nights of the year, California Breeders' Champions Night on July 26th, with a full night of stakes action, with the Governor's Cup Futurity led by the super talented filly French Valley, plus top qualifier El Dictator. The Governor's Cup Derby will have a lineup of accomplished runners, plus the ageless Cattail Cove could also be in action. It's the track of sunsets and stars, Los Alamitos Racecourse, California Breeders' Champions Night.